Electro-Harmonix Micro Synth is a mono-analog guitar synthesizer that takes your signal and splits it into 4 mixable voices: suboctave, guitar, octave, and square wave. These give you the options such as blending octaves into your dry signal to add character to a solo, or even distorted thick bass sounds. Once you've chosen a sound, you can add an attack delay to have your guitar smoothly enter or abruptly punch in. Provided is also a filter sweep that controls resonance, rate, and where the sweep begins and ends. Trigger controls when this filter occurs, dependent on the volume of the guitar. Alright, let's get into the video. Let's go through each slider on the effects pedal. To start off, we have trigger. Trigger controls when and if filter sweep occurs. So as you can see, when trigger is down to 0, we get 0 filter sweeping. When we have trigger all the way up, we're going to have no issue triggering that filter sweep. With trigger in the middle, you're going to have a little more flexibility to when this filter sweep occurs. So if you play lightly, it won't trigger. If you play hard, it will trigger. Next, we're going to be going to voice mix, and this is where you're going to really choose the sound that you're going to get for your synth. So let's go through each one. To start off, we have the suboctave. We can even control how loud that is. We can turn up a little bit more. Suboctave is just going to be an octave down from what you're playing. As you may know, this is only a mono pedal, so if you try to play 2 notes at the same time, you're going to get some like warping. It's going to try to play whatever note it can. So you're going to get like a very glitchy sound, which can be pretty cool for kind of distorted tones, your general octave fuzz. Next, we're going to be going to the guitar. This is just your dry signal. Oh, but again, you still have the trigger on, so if you turn that all the way down, I think there might be a little bit of coloration. It's definitely a little bit of taking the highs, but just your dry signal. Next, we have octave. This is going to be an octave up from what you're playing. And again, you're going to hear the glitchiness. Kind of sounds a little ring modulation, that type of sound, but... And finally, we have square wave, which kind of sounds a little bit like the octave, but you also kind of get a lot more distorted tones without having to play multiple notes. So with them all together, you can kind of choose, take stuff out, put stuff in, and really control what you're making for the synth. The next slider is attack delay. Attack delay can control the potential volume swell that you want to add to it, and you can control how long it takes for you to go from 0 to 100 for the volume that you're choosing. So right now we have it at 0, and that means that we're going to have 0 attack delay. So as you can see, we get nothing, and then as we move it up, we're going to get a little bit more. It's going to kind of volume swell in, and this will give you some more artistic choices for what you want to do with this pedal. And this is going to be at 100. For the filter sweep, resonance is going to either pad out or really sharpen some of those higher frequencies as you filter up or down as you're going through the filter sweep. With it all the way down, we're going to hear this. As we turn up the resonance, you're going to hear a lot more of those higher frequencies start to pop out. Here's a little bit higher. And this is the max. Again, a lot sharper with the higher frequencies versus padding out as you go lower. One of my favorite additions to this pedal is your ability to control where this filter sweep is going. And so you can control it from going up and down and where the starting point and end point is. Right now, I have it around 0 and 7, and you can hear again this nice swell from the frequencies. And you can control it by going a little bit higher. This is the max from the sweep. And it can get really sharp, which is nice. I like to have something that's a little bit too much because you can dial it back and get something that's really solid. Now, if we flip these around, we'll get the exact opposite. Let's turn it down just a little bit. And if you have both of them at the same exact spot, you'll get the exact same frequency and absolutely no change. Similar to when you have trigger all the way down. But you will have it in that section of whatever the frequency you're at with the filter sweep. Kind of like a cocked wah. Last but not least, we have rate, which is going to control how fast or how slow this filter sweep occurs. When it's all the way down, you're going to hear kind of like a pop from the speed at which it's going. So here we go. And we can flip the rates around as well and get the other side as well. I like that one the most. It sounds pretty cool. Now we can turn it up a little bit. And have a very long rate as well. To show some options for what this pedal can do, here's a jam I made.